Hello, welcome to another episode of Hello Sleep. I'm very excited to have you here, and if you are feeling anything like tired, overwhelmed, exhausted, drowning in sleep deprivation, then I'm here to help pull you out because I'm going to be sharing actionable tips that are going to help you get back your uninterrupted nights, your predictable naps, and your sanity too, of course. And we're going to be doing that by transforming your baby's sleep habits. And the best part of all is we're going to be doing it together. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 biggest obstacles to getting better sleep and how to overcome them. So stick around. So, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's definitely happened to me. When you are standing in front of your dresser, your closet at the start of the day, you need to get dressed, right? When you're standing there trying to get dressed in the morning, you open the door and it's an absolute mess. I don't, maybe yours is spotless, but there's clothes that you don't wear, there's shoes that don't fit you, and there's just piles of stuff, making it impossible to find what you actually need. You just want to find some clothes to wear for the day. And you just stand there thinking, I don't even know where to start. Or what if I throw something away that I'll want down the track? Or maybe you just think, I'm just going to shut the door and deal with it on another day. Well, this is exactly what happens when you're stuck in a sleep struggle. The exhaustion, the fears, the endless advice piling up, it all clutters your ability to see that clear path forward, that clear path that you need. But the solution isn't complicated, and you don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to start by pulling out the one thing that isn't working and replacing it with something that does. This is all about removing obstacles that are keeping you from progress. So, I want to do a little bit of a self assessment activity exercise with you. I want to find out for you what is holding you back. Okay, so I either want you to pause it or reflect or like come back later when you're not driving or folding washing or something. And I want you to just engage with what is keeping you stuck. Okay, so what feels hardest about improving sleep right now for you? What feels so hard? Why does it feel so hard? Um, like what has been holding you back from actually getting started? Is it that you don't know where to get started? Is it that, you don't want your baby to cry? Is it people are shouting in your ear? You don't know what's real expectations, you don't, that kind of thing. Um, well, I'm going to go through the 3 most common examples with you, the 3 most common obstacles, and I'm going to just speak to them because they're valid. Like if you are experiencing one of these or multiple of these as your roadblock, as your obstacle, then just know you're not alone and that there is a way forward. That's what I want you to know today. So I'm going to share with you 3 common obstacles that could be holding you back. And probably the biggest one of all, I'm going to actually save that one for last. Okay, I'll do the next one first. So one of the obstacles is that overwhelm feeling. Okay, so that's like not knowing where to start, feeling like it's too much to tackle. Like you do a Google search and you find that there is just so much information, right? And it's just and it's not just that there's so much information out there. It's that it is conflicting. Like you read one site, right? And it says to watch the clock. Time like there's times of day. Watch the clock on when to put your child to sleep. And then you go to the next site and it says don't watch the clock. Follow your baby's tired sleep cues. And you're left like, okay, well, what is the right way forward? um, and like I remember when one of my babies were little and I went to the child health nurse and I was asking about, I think it was about solids and milk feeds, something to do with that. And anyway, one week this lady told me what to do. And so I was like, okay. So I went home and I did that and I came back next week and I said I did this, but it hasn't worked and she was like, because I got a different lady than when I went back, and this next lady was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness, because the lady last week told me to." And it was just like there's in we live in a time where we have information overload, right? We have access to everything at our fingertips with internet searches and even like yeah, help like going to health appointments and that kind of thing. And then you've got other external pressures from well-meaning family and friends and peers and that kind of thing and social media. And it's just this overwhelming feeling of like yeah, maybe even like where do I start? Like what do I even do? Like I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to get my baby to sleep. And and when I try and research it, it tells me 500 different ways, and you're too tired to search through to find the right way for you and your baby. So, yeah, that is one common obstacle is that feeling of overwhelm. And so then it's almost like a fear response, and then you're just like, nah, I'm not changing anything because it's too much. I can't. And so that is definitely something that can stop tired mums from actually getting the help because they feel like they've tried. They've tried to search for it. They've tried to get the help and it's they haven't been successful. So why bother? So that's one. And another obstacle, the second obstacle is like doubt and second guessing. So this it's like wondering like is this even going to work or is my baby just a bad sleeper or like isn't this what I signed up for when I became a parent? Like they talk about the sleepless nights. So isn't it just goes with the territory. I chose to be a parent, so this is my life now. The thing is though, what I want to speak to about that is that all babies, unless there is a medical reason, which we're going to talk about in maybe next episode or the one after. I think it's the one after the next one. But we'll talk about how, yeah, there are health issues, there are underlying medical reasons why some babies don't sleep. So if your baby doesn't have an underlying medical reason, then they can definitely learn healthy sleep habits with some consistency and with some encouragement. And it is a skill and they can learn it. They are clever. They are that we don't give them enough credit. They're very smart little babies and they can definitely learn healthy sleep habits. And so yeah, there's the doubt of this won't work for my baby or yeah, or this is just how it is. Like they'll grow out of it or they're only this small for a short period of time, which is true. And I love contact naps, but as the more children I've had as well, but it makes it hard when, you want to give your toddler some attention. Like you've got the newborn who's always on you, and then, it'd be nice if just once a day you could put the baby down and spend that one-on-one time with your older child or something like that. So there's a time for that too. So the last, okay, this is probably the biggest obstacle, okay, is it's the fear of I'm going to have to let my baby cry it out. And so, yeah, parents, mums worry that if they want to improve sleep, that means that they're going to just have to leave them in the cot to cry, which couldn't be further from the truth. So, sleep improvements do not require cry it out. And it's scientifically and all of that side of things, it's safe, it's okay because it's very short term if it's done correctly. But I actually don't offer it as a technique because I could never do that with my own child. Like if they're crying, I want to just go to them. I want to help them. And so I definitely could not implement that with my own children. So I don't expect other parents to. I can't support them through it because it's not something that I have done myself. It's not something that I want to do myself. So I definitely, yeah, there is that. But there are gentle approaches, okay? There are different approaches for different personalities, different parenting styles, different mental health states. There's lots of different ranging techniques that are both safe and suitable for improving sleep and that do not require you to just put your baby in a cot and leave them to cry it out. No, 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 no. There is none of that here with me. And we will discuss in future episodes like how to know what strategy to use, when to use it. But I do just want to validate that, if you're feeling hesitant to improve your child's sleep because you're worried about that you're going to have to just put your baby in a cot and leave them to cry it out, then I just want to validate you and say you're not the only person to feel that and not take action because you're worried about that. But I also want to speak to it and say it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, you do not have to leave your baby in a cot to cry it out to teach them the skill of sleep. There are gentle ways, there are hands-on ways, there are supportive ways, there are ways that promote connection and attachment to improve your child's sleep. And they're the only strategies that I will use or offer. So we've talked about how improving your child's sleep, you might be feeling overwhelmed. You might be feeling like there's a bunch of information out there and where do I even start? And how you can move past that mindset is that you follow a plan that someone has already followed. So other people have walked the path before you and you can follow in their footsteps and you can choose a path that's proven so you don't have to try and figure it out. And there are ways you can do that. And the other thing we talked about was, you might be thinking, is it even going to work on my baby? Because my baby is just a bad sleeper. It runs in our family. And this is what I signed up for when I became a parent. Those thoughts do not have to dictate what you're going to do next. Like all babies can learn the skill of sleep if they're healthy. And we also talked about how improving your sleep does not mean you need to leave your child to cry it out. So that is really, really good. And my goal is that you just feel that tiny spark of hope within you that improving sleep is actually an option for you. That even if you've felt these things, even if they've stopped you in the past, that you can actually, there is hope there for you to have a baby who has healthy sleep habits and can walk into the bedroom, enjoy being placed down in the cot, and happily, without tears, settle themselves off to sleep. So I want to help you remove whatever the barrier is for you. I always want my episodes to be practical, okay? And I want you to think about what it is that you're going to do as a result of listening to this podcast today. So are you going to go and journal about what's holding you back? Are you going to go and put on some nice music, grab yourself a cup of tea, and get a book out and do some writing? Or are you going to book a free call to have a chat with me about what's holding you back? Let's talk about it and what your plan is for moving forward. I don't want you to stay stuck. And next week, I am going to be sharing the root cause of all the sleep struggles because when you address the root cause, everything else falls into place. So that's it for today's episode. And I really, really hope that you've just like had that light bulb moment of seeing, oh my goodness, even if I didn't talk about what your obstacle was today, I want you to still write it down, send it in to me so that I know what it is that you're feeling and thinking. And I want to validate you and also help you move past that and support you through that. But yeah, just I forgot where I was going, but have a really good week. Make sure you go and write down what it is that's holding you back, whether it was one of the ones that I mentioned or one that I haven't mentioned. Write it down, sit with it a while, and really be in that place, because next week we're going to talk about what the root cause of any sleep struggle is, whatever it is. There's a root cause, and I'm going to uncover that for you. And then in future weeks and the months to come, I'm going to be sharing my system that I implement with my clients and with my own children as well. And I cannot wait to be supporting you through this. So if no one is in your corner, I just want you to remember and to know that I've got you, okay? At least on the sleep side of things, I have got you. And in all of things, you've got this, okay? You've got within you what it takes. And I really, really do believe in you. Okay. Have an awesome week, guys. See you next week.